Alright, hey, Hades Mega here, and I finished the 2023 race season. You know, it's November, and I don't foresee me doing any more races till next year, 2024, alright? So, I wanted to do a review on the Dunlop Moto3 slick tires, alright? Racing tires. Alright, so I've been running these Dunlop Moto3 tires for about a year now, alright? So, I've been racing with them for about a year. I don't ride with them on the street, alright? Somebody did ask, like, they wanted to install them on their bike and ride with them around the street so they could have a lot of grip and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, that, you know, you could do that, but they're not DOT approved, okay, guys? It's a racing tire. You're not supposed to ride with them out on the street. If you did, and the police caught you, and you know they could probably give you a fix-it ticket or something for not having DOT approved tires, all right? Because technically the Light V is a motorcycle. I know it depends on where you live, all right, guys. But it's not a DOT tire, all right, guys. It's for racing use only. Okay. So where do you get? Where does Hades Mega get these tires from? You can get them from DunlopRacing.com or any other online store or stores that sell racing tires, all right? It's an odd racing tire. It's for a Moto3 racing bike, guys. If you don't know it, in MotoGP they have a Moto3 class, and they use these kind of tires. All right. So my bike is running 2 front tires. All right, because the Light V has a funky tire size. All right. I'm running 17-inch wheels. These are a custom set of wheels that I built just so I could run these tires. Since they're same front and back, you probably could get away with using the same front wheel and the same in the back. All right, so here's the secret sauce. I did make a video when I built these wheels, but basically this is a stock set of Sur-Ron wheels. All right, it's stock Sur-Ron hubs, stock Sur-Ron spokes, but I have the front hub laced to the rear Supermoto wheel. All right, if you were to buy a set of Supermoto wheels from like say Lunicycle or Sur-Ron, right? They sell a set of Supermoto wheels. That's what I'm running, okay? So it's a front hub and spokes laced to the rear wheel. All right? Okay, and that so that gives you a 2.15 inch 17 by 2.15 inch rim in the front, and I'm running a custom an XL 2.5 width wheel in the rear. All right, so the rear is a 17 by 2.5. All right, so could you get away with 2.15 width rims? Yes, you can. Okay, so basically the front tire on a Moto3 race bike is basically the stock rear Supermoto size for a Light V. All right, why didn't Hades Mega go with the Moto3 rear? Well, because it wasn't part of the recommended size. Okay, the recommended size was too wide for a 2.5 inch wheel. However, it fits perfectly. The front wheel, the front tire fits perfectly on a 2.5 inch rear wheel. A 2.5 is like your standard front wheel for a Supermoto motorcycle. All right, but this is not a Supermoto motorcycle. It's a mini bike. Okay, guys. So 2.15 front rim and 2.5 rear. All right, so and then we're running 2 90/80/17 Moto3 front tires. All right, so I have one front tire in the front and one in the rear. Okay, one thing I do like about that is when you put the tire warmers on the bike, it doesn't rub on the chain as much. All right, is what I want to say. That's what I like about having the skinnier tire. Okay, and so. And I haven't really had any issues at all with it. One thing you probably want to worry about is the turn-in, all right? The bike isn't going to Oh yeah. When the rear wheel is bigger than the front wheel, is wider than the front wheel, I think it has a tendency to understeer, right? And then when they're the same size, I think it's like it's in the middle. And then if you have a wider front than the rear, you're going to have a tendency to oversteer more. It's going to be more unstable. Okay. So this setup, it's like a flat tracker setup. Is what it's kind of what it is. Okay. But it's been working fine for me. All right, for the Lightbee. All I can say is once I installed these tires on the bike, I started. The bike made it on the podium. All right. These tires got me on the podium. All right. That's how good the grip is on these tires. Before these tires, I used to run Michelin Pilot street tires, all right, and they're street tires. What can I say? The grip isn't as good as these. Okay, here's the review, guys. All right, so these tires are great. They warm up fast. You don't really need tire warmers with them, but I do run tire warmers with them. All right, if you're racing with them, I recommend you use tire warmers. Okay, because you want that tire to get hot. You want to have grip right from the get-go. All right. If you're just doing a track day, just take it easy for like 2 laps, all right, 1-2 laps, and then they'll warm up, and then they'll start to grip a lot more. You'll notice, okay? Yeah. So that's it. So what do I primarily use this for? I use it for Supermoto racing. Okay, that's at kart tracks with a dirt section. All right. Yes, I do ride with these in the dirt. As you can see, they're very dirty. The last race that I raced these in was at Shasta Supermoto, all right, in Redding, California, and they have this awesome dirt section there. It's like a kind of mini. It's almost like a mini. It's kind of like between a mini motocross and a full-blown motocross section, and yeah, it works great on the dirt. All right. Now, if it's some really loose stuff, then yeah, you're probably not going to get the most grip. All right, but I have raced these on asphalt, gravel, dirt, all right, like a motocross track, like a I raced these in a flat track, short track asphalt, all right, and plenty of grip. I also raced these in flat track indoor short track, okay, and they were good there too. They'll have plenty of grip, all right, but you got to get them warm. But the name of the game in short track indoor is just to get the bike to slide all the time, right? So maybe they might have too much grip, all right, in my opinion. Okay, with this setup, yeah, it got me on the podium, and they don't really sell any grippy sporty tires for the Lightbee, all right? So if you want the stickiest tire for asphalt racing, all right, these will do the trick, guys, all right? Hayes Omega approved, all right? You can get them for $125 at DunlopRacing.com or wherever they sell, Dunlop racing tires, all right? And like I mentioned, they're not DOT approved. You probably shouldn't ride with them on the street. Has Hayes Omega ridden with them on the street? Yeah, you could ride with them on the street. They won't last long, okay, guys? It's a soft tire, all right? It's a really soft tire. And that's why it wins races, all right? It's super sticky. You will have like the grippiest, it depends on how well your suspension is tuned, but your bike will handle like freaking awesome, man. It will stick to the tarmac, okay? At least it does for Hayes Omega. So after about a year racing, I can't tell you how many races it was, but I've used these in a lot of races, all right? Probably more than I should have, all right? I probably should have replaced them soon. I've got about 2 to 2.5 millimeter tread on the front. All right, they've got these little dots on them. All right, if you guys don't know, slick tires have dots on them because obviously they're slick. There's no tread, and that's an indicator how much tread you have left on the tires. All right, and I've got about 2 to 2.5 millimeters on the front tire. Okay, from the top and the sides. All right, the rear has like 0.5 millimeter in the center and about a little less than 1 millimeter in the rear. I just measured it with a caliper, guys. so that rear tire is done. All right, I would not use that anymore. There might be still a little bit life left in this. So also another thing I want to mention is tire warmers. All right, so the more heat cycles that you cycle a tire, the less its life will be. I would say about halfway through its life, you'll notice the grip start going down. Okay. I noticed about halfway through the year, or maybe 3/4 of the way through the year, the tire's not gripping so good anymore. Okay. I've been racing on these for a little more than a year, and you have to get the tire really, really hot and sticky before it will grip. Okay. If not, it just slides all over the place. Okay. And that's because the heat cycles. All right. The more heat cycles you cycle a tire through, the less its life will be, and it'll get harder and harder. All right. You want it, the softer the tire, the more grip. All right. The more it'll wear out too. Okay. And then throughout the tire's life, the compound starts getting harder and harder and harder. The less tread you have on it, the harder and harder it's gonna get, and the less grip it's gonna produce. Okay. So I'm not gonna lie, in the last race, I probably should have changed these tires, or I should have changed these tires like a while ago. Not gonna lie, all right? But if you want them to last as long as possible, try not to heat cycle it often. So, and what I mean is, like, if once you get off the racetrack, you put the tire warmers back on it, all right? And then don't let the tire temp go down. It keeps the tire temps up, and then that will allow the tire to last longer. Okay. So let's take a closer look at these tires. All right, they are directional, and I believe I installed this one going the correct direction because it's a front tire. All right, guys, and I installed the rear one in the opposite direction. All right, whether that makes a difference because there's no tread on it, I don't know. But what I was told is that these tires are designed to handle the forces in a specific direction. Okay, so on the front tire, there's no power going to the front tire, but there are braking forces exerted on it. So the tire is designed in such a way to cope with the forces of braking. Okay, so if you're gonna put it on the rear, it's the opposite, right? The main forces that are being exerted on it are acceleration forces, all right? So that's why you want to flip the tire over, all right? Because it was designed to handle the forces going in that direction. Okay, that's what I was told by somebody. Okay, so that's why, since we're running two front tires, the front tire must spin in the correct direction, and the rear tire must spin in the opposite direction. Okay. So that's Hades Omega's reasoning why he did that. Okay, so let's go take a closer look at them, and then that'll be the end of the video. But yeah. And then I'll give you my final thoughts on them. This is the Dunlop Moto3 tire, guys. Okay, there it is. It says Moto3 on it. Pretty sweet. All right, 90/80/17. All right, that's the front tire. The rear is a 215. It's a little too wide for this bike. All right. I'm not really sure what this code is because it can't be made in 2052 or 1952. Oh, there we go. This is it. This tire was made in 2021. All right, like the 19th week of 2021. So these tires are almost 2 years old, just shy of 2 years old. That's what I want to say. All right, like I said, I've been using these for more than a year. So. Okay, this says S1 on it. I think that means it's a soft compound, soft 1. All right, there's a barcode right here. It hasn't come off. Amazing, right? All right, there's their directional arrow. There's the Dunlop logo. This is a tubeless radial, not for highway service. All right, so it's not street legal tire, guys. But it's actually a tubeless tire. So it doesn't matter. You're gonna have to use tubes on the Light B regardless. Okay, and then there's a cool Dunlop sticker that's on there, but it's come off over time. Okay, and then there's a B right here. All right, let's take a look at here's take a look at the tread. So this is after about a year of racing. Really soft tires. Anything you put it on will dent it. All right, so this is probably from the trailer chalk. All right. Okay, the track that I rode at didn't have a whole lot of rubber on it. I took these to Apex, and they got this is the rubber from Apex. You can see, and you can see Hades Omega uses the whole tire. All right, there ain't no chicken strips on this tire. Look at that, all the way to the edge. It's worn. Okay, so I think there's something in this show.
But see, these are the dots I'm talking about. All right, these are the dots that tell you how much meat is left on the tire. I'm not going to say tread because it's not a tread. There's no tread. There's no tread pattern, is what I'll say. But yeah, so there's a dot in the center and then 2 dots on the side. That tells you how much meat you got on the top and the sides. So like I said, we've got about 2 to 2.5 millimeters on the front. It's still kind of usable, but like I said, it's probably been heat cycled so much. Let me dig into it with my fingernail. Okay, yeah, see, it leaves a mark on there. That's how soft those tires are. Okay, that's good. That's the good stuff, guys. All right, here's the rear. Yeah, so this will be the opposite direction. All right, guys. Yeah, yes, they're very dirty. They shouldn't be this dirty. All right, so the wheel normally spins in this direction, guys. All right, but the arrow is going the opposite direction. Okay, and that's what I was talking about before. The acceleration and the braking forces. Okay, 90-80-17, same size as the front. What I probably could have done is rotated the tires. I could have just take this tire. So that's another benefit of running the same front and rear tire, is you could rotate them. Okay, guys, yeah, I could have just taken it off this rim and put it on the other rim, and then it would have worn out more evenly. Okay, but I think I'm just gonna chuck both of these. Okay, this used to have a Dunlop sticker on it, but not anymore. There's the arrow going the other direction. Made in Japan, Sumitomo Rubber Industries, I believe. Sumitomo. All right, Dunlop. Well, we'll take a look at that. I don't know how that happened. That looked like it happened just this weekend. Tire got cut somehow. Tubeless radial. Oh, okay. This is a tubeless tire. Never mind. So yeah. You will use this with tubes, guys. Unless you have a tubeless rim, all right. But this rim is not a tubeless. I haven't made it tubeless either. So, Moto3 90-80-17. Okay, I guess this side doesn't have the info on it. Info's on the other side. All right, so this is a S1 just like the front. 6452. I think that's the same batch as that tire. There is a date code. The date code's right here. So this is 3521. So this is actually a little newer than the other tire. Okay, it's 2021, but it's 35 weeks into 2021. So this is actually a newer tire than the front tire that we got. Okay, I'll tell you this, man. The front tire works hard on this bike. Okay, you can see it doesn't rub at all. All right, there's adequate clearance. Okay. Okay, yeah, and so that's it. All right, let's take a look at the tread real quick. This is after more than a year of racing. You can see the rear is pretty tore up. All right, like I said, I race in gravel parking lots or in gravel with this, and it really tore it up. Okay, somehow it got cut in that last race. I don't know how this happened, but it still holds there. Didn't get to the tube. All right, you can see there's almost no tread left. Look at that. That's the dot right there. Here's the 2 side dots. Okay, there's still meat on the sides, barely, but there's no meat on the top. All right, so this tire is pretty much done. I would replace this. It's time to replace this tire. Okay. All right, and there it is.
Okay, so this is Hades Mega's final thoughts. All right, it is kind of nice that it's running the same tires front and back. I haven't had any real problems with it being the same size front and rear. All right, I actually kind of like it. You know, it makes it easier logistically. All right, the rear wore out faster than the front, obviously, because this thing is a torque machine. But I'm not gonna lie, this front tire works hard. Okay, this tire works really, really hard. I can feel it gripping, man. If you want tires that grip, if you want tires that will get you on the podium, Dunlop Moto3, all right, for your Sauron Light B. And yeah, and if you're gonna race with them, I recommend tire warmers. All right, you want those tires to be sticky right when the green flag comes up. Okay. I have used them for drag racing. You don't really need to use it for drag racing, guys. Just a regular street tire will be fine for drag racing, but I do use it for drag racing. One of the things is when you're at the racetrack, you're going to be leaning the bike over on its side more often than you are. The bike is going to be straight up and down. All right, so you're gonna have to find some other activity to wear out the center. That's what I say. All right, but the rear center wore out faster than everything else. Okay, and yeah, they're great. And they, you know, they're great in the dirt also. All right, maybe not really soft dirt, but really hard pack stuff. They grip pretty damn well also. Okay, because I've been racing it in Supermoto. That's dirt and asphalt. Okay, guys, and they've been doing me great on both. All right. Yeah, it's not going to give you the kind of grip that a knobby will in the dirt, but you know, it'll give you what it can give you. Okay, and they do warm up fast. All right, after about a lap or two, they'll be warm and you can start pushing them hard. All right, but if you do run warmers, it's better if you run. Okay, and speaking of warmers, these are the tire warmers that I use for this bike. All right, they're from SV Racing Parts. All right. You can go to SV Racing Parts and order these. They're the tire warmers for a GP125, all right? Or like it's like kind of like a Moto3 bike, sort of. They're really skinny tire warmers, all right? And they work great for this bike. All right, so if you're looking for a set of tire warmers for your 17s, if you guys are running 12, sorry, I don't run 12s, guys. So, in my opinion, 17 is your best overall size, all right? It's going to be good in the dirt. It's going to be good on the asphalt, all right? 12s might be better. 12s will be better on the asphalt, all right? They'll get you to turn in better. The bike will be lower center of gravity. You can get your knee on the ground, you know. But in my opinion, it's no good in the dirt pen. If you want to win Supermoto races that's on the asphalt and the dirt, then I would go with 17s, all right? And that's what these Moto3s are, okay? I don't have any experience with 12s. If you have a Light B that has 12s on it and you wanna if you want to do a quick bike swap, let me know. All right, so I could try some 12s out. All right, but 17s are Hades Omega's go-to tire. All right, that's just what Supermotos use. Okay, so yep, that's Hades Omega's Dunlop Moto3 review, and I'll probably for next year I'm probably just gonna run the same set of tires. I'll buy a brand new set of front and rears. And yeah, so pretty much these tires are done. I'm just gonna, I will replace them with another set of Moto3s in the next race season. Okay, and, but they've done me well for about more than a year. They last, on the Light V, they last a long time. All right, this bike doesn't have like a whole lot of power, and we're not going super duper fast all the time. All right, but they get the job done. That's what I want to say, and they get it done for how much you're paying for it. I know for the $125 a tire, it's kind of worth it because it lasts such a long time, right? Because the bike is so light, man. This bike only weighs like 140 pounds or something like that. It doesn't have to work very hard. So most of these tires don't have to work very hard to get it all grippy and stuff. All right. So, oh yeah, okay. I didn't talk about tire pressures. I run 24 front and 22 rear cold. Okay, so. You could probably get away with running less if you feel you're not getting enough grip out there or the tire's not getting hot enough. You could probably drop the tire pressure down a little more, all right? Because the Light B is really light for these tires. Okay, so that's what I've noticed. All right, since the bike is so light, you don't really need a whole lot of tire pressure in there. But I run 24 front and 22 rear, and it works great. Okay, so those are the tire pressures Hades Omega runs. I think the recommended tire pressure is like 30 psi or something. I think you want to get it up to 30 psi when it's hot, all right? And just the Light Beast just doesn't go that fast. It doesn't get fast to get it heat up that much. Okay, thanks for watching. That's the Moto3 review.